Hey guys, it's Rachel, and this is my first tutorial video. For my first video, we are going to explore the pen tool in Adobe Illustrator. I will be teaching you how to make shapes and everything with the pen tool, what it does, and how you can alter your shape that you made, and a bunch of other things. We're also going to be looking at the Pathfinder tool a little bit today as well, and some other things you can do that will help with creating shapes and everything. So what we're going to be doing is based off of a project that I got in, I think, my Fundamentals of Graphic Design class. And what we had to do was our teacher provided a list of words. We had to choose two of the words and combine it to create an object. And some people, they did things such as cat lamp, or I made a design for a submarine shoe, and it was actually pretty badass. I would wear that shoe. I'll show a picture of it later, but it ended up being too difficult for me to make because I didn't have a skill set yet. So I did something simple instead, and I decided to do a leaf mask, and that was a lot simpler to do. What I like to do is I have two computer monitors, and on my other screen, which you can't see right now, I have a bunch of leaves up for references and everything. So when I go to make our mask, I have something to look at, but you're not going to see my reference image. You're just going to see me trying to make a leaf. So first thing I like to do is I like to have the ruler pop up. And by doing that, you press Control R for PC users or Command R for Mac users, and that brings up your ruler. The reason I like to do that is because it allows me to bring over my guides, and that helps you keep track of the positioning of your objects and illustrations and everything in your artboard. Alright, so we're going to zoom in a bit. And I said we're going to be learning about the pen tool today. So this is the pen tool. The keyboard shortcut is the letter P. And if you click it or right click it or however you bring up this drop down menu, you'll see other things like add anchor point tool, delete anchor point tool, and anchor point tool. I've actually never used that before, so I'm not sure what that does yet, but whatever. I've used these three a lot though. And then other things we'll be using is the selection tool, keyboard shortcut V, the direct selection tool, keyboard shortcut A. We're going to be exploring reflection, and also we're going to go into effects, distort, and transform, and the transform area. And we're going to be looking at two different Pathfinder shape modes, Unite and minus front, and you'll see what those do in a minute too. So we're going to explore all this stuff in this video. So first we're going to choose a nice color for the leaf. Let's do maybe too turquoise. That's good. Alright. So then what we're going to do, what I like to do is I like to, let's see, actually we'll have that'll be highest point, and that'll be like the beginning point. I like to just like throw down my anchor points, and I like to go back and fix it later and make it look more smooth and everything. Maybe add more points or delete points or whatever. So first things first is when you use your pen tool, you can make curved lines or straight lines. And for a straight line, you just click, and then you'll have your straight line. And just click again, and there's your straight line. If you want to create a curved line, you have to hold down the mouse button and pull, and you'll get your curved line right there. Alright, so F that. Okay. So let's see. Actually, I was able to move my guide because I have lock guides off. So you can find that in your view section. Yeah. Alright, so let's see. Gonna create my leaf. So I'm making curved lines right now and everything. So I'm gonna give it a little leafy appearance. Bring this guy down here. Bam. Alright, for some reason my green didn't show up. So we're just gonna click that and yay, there it is. Okay, so like I said, I put down a very rough shape and I go back and fix it and stuff and make it look better. Because it looks like it kind of got thrown into a blender or something. Nah, it doesn't look that bad. So this is the super tedious, boring part for me. Well, actually, no, I enjoy it. It's very therapeutic. Boring for you guys to watch, but... So, the handles, you can pull them to make it the shape change. And you can move them around to make the shape change as well. So, move this guy over here or something. And really, to get really good at making smooth lines, it just takes a bunch of practice. Like, let me show you some leaves that I made for a project. Like, look at these guys. They're pretty cool looking, although I kind of messed up, I guess, lining them up. Oh wait, no, that's part of the other one. Anyways, yeah, so they actually look like leaves, and it took me a while to get to that point. And here are some other illustrations I've made for a personal project and everything. That was all with the pen tool. Hand drawn, I didn't trace anything. Some of them I used reference images, some of them I didn't. But anyway, so back to our leaf. We're going to continue to make it look beautiful. If you want to see what your image looks like without the guides, you want to do Command or Control semicolon, and it will get rid of your guides. I like to do that occasionally just to see what it looks like, because sometimes it's hard to see what your image looks like with the guides in the way. So actually, for my mask, I might not want to have it so low, because it might get in, be annoying, and get in their nose or rest on their cheeks, or, I mean, no one's going to be wearing this obviously, but yeah. Alright, well, you shouldn't have this attitude for projects, but I'm just going to say good enough. Yeah. But for actual projects, you want to make sure it looks fantastic. More than good enough. Alright, so we're going to select white, and we're going to create the eye hole so the person would be able to see. So we're just basically going to do the same thing, but just make a little eye hole. It's kind of starting to look like a superhero mask. Maybe green wasn't the best color, because I feel like you can barely see my handles to see what I'm doing. And we're going to go with red. It's going to be an autumn theme. Or maybe, Alright, that's it. I'm not changing it anymore. Alright, you can see my handles a bit better. Alright, so there is that. And we're actually gonna make it just a little bit shorter. So what you can do is, alright, so the direct selection tool is the one where you want to alter. You click that and then click on the image and then click on specific anchor points to alter the anchor points. The selection tool selects the whole thing and you're able to like skew it and everything like that. So we're just going to make it a little bit shorter this way. Move this out a bit. Alright, that's good. And so what we're going to do is we're actually going to use the minus front pathfinder tool. We're going to select both images, and what this will do is it will cut a hole in here. So what that would look like right now it doesn't look any different, but what it will do is if I had on a background, you could see the background through the eye hole. So it's more like a mask now and everything. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're just going to create little triangle shaped thingies. Curved triangles. And this is going to make it like this is a very cartoony, non-realistic leaf, but it's supposed to be for like a masquerade. So we're just gonna copy and paste and skew it around and everything. And you can copy by Control or Command C, and then paste by Control V or Command V. Alright, so then another thing that I'm gonna show you, let's see how I want this to look. Let's change the way this one looks. It's actually kind of starting to look like fire or something. I got my little rhino horns interrupting my leaf picture. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to transform and reflect. And you can reflect vertically or horizontally. And we're going to do horizontal and see what that looks like. And kind of rotate. Rotate some more. Make it a little bit thinner. Rotate that way because I did it too much. Okay, well. I guess it kind of looks like a leaf. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to select all of these guys. And we're going to do the minus front tool again. So it makes it one image. And so that's what that's going to be. I really don't like this part, but we're going to change that anyways. Alright, so now that we have this, to create the other side, we are going to, well, there's two things you can do. You can do the object transform reflect that we did with the little rhino horn things, or we can go to effect, distort and transform, and select transform and click preview copies to 1, because that way instead of just reflecting this one, it's going to reflect a copy of this image. And we want it to reflect over here. So we're going to select this little box right here and reflect Y. And that will bring up another image. And this is really helpful, and I use this for a lot of stuff, especially symmetrical images, because if you make like half an image and you do this, every time change you make to this, it'll make the same change over here too. So you're able to make a super symmetrical image, which I'll show you more in a different video and everything. We don't really have to worry about that right now because I already made the image and we don't need to alter it anymore. So we're going to select OK, and that's what that looks like. And so to make it 1, we're going to go to Object, Expand Appearance, and that's going to expand the bounding box over to here. And we're going to go to Pathfinder, Unite, and then I'll make it 1 image basically. So what we're going to do now is we're going to select the pen tool again, and we're going to just draw some shapes to create our nose bridge thingamajig. Doesn't really matter what it looks like in that part. These are actually some fiery hipster glasses. Alright, so we're going to take this, then we're going to select our image again, and we're going to do the Unite Pathfinder mode again, and that's going to make it 1. Alright, so let's just make it green again, just to pretend that it's a leaf mask. That's turquoise. Now it's like Aquaman's mask or something. Alright. And here are this is my leaf mask. Some other things I want to mention with the pen tool. When you use the straight line, if you want to make it completely horizontal, you just have to hold down the shift button, or vertical, shift again, and it'll automatically just lock it at different angles. I think it's like 0, 45, and 90, and then of course it does the other numbers for that same angle. So it's helpful, so you could like create an awesome triangle and things like that. I might as well just end it here, and yeah. So this is my first tutorial video. I hope it was helpful. You can create, like I said, a lot of awesome things with the pen tool. Like this cool hot dog, for instance. It takes a lot of patience. Like, I know this isn't the best image, but it gives you a basic sense of exactly what to do. Oh, actually I wanted to show you to the add anchor point and delete anchor point stuff. So, okay, say there weren't enough anchor points on an image. So what you do is you would add a point here, and that can make it more smoother or give you the desired look for whatever you want your object to look like. So got a little more curvier there and stuff. Or you can also delete anchor points if you don't like it. Let's see. So we'll delete that guy, and now it's like that. Another thing also is with the direct selection tool, you can say an image, this one right here, you want it to be round. You can click this and it'll convert the anchor points to smooth, and you can alter that there, or you can convert it to corner, which will make it into a corner. So yeah, those are just some helpful things out there for the pen tool. Alright, so like, comment, subscribe, and if there's anything I can do differently, if you think I could explain more about certain things, or if you want me to stop saying the word I'll do my best to stop that. But just let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the video, and I will see you soon.